The world of football held its breath. Every fan, every household, every city with a love for the beautiful game was united in anticipation. This was not just another final, it was a moment that would be etched in history, a night that promised drama, emotion, and unforgettable memories. The UEFA Nations League final, Portugal versus Spain, two footballing giants, each with their own proud legacy, now clashing on the grandest stage. The stadium in Munich was a cauldron of noise and color, the air thick with expectation. But this was more than a match, it was a clash of eras, a collision between the past and the future. The world watched as the players emerged from the tunnel, the weight of their nations on their shoulders. Cristiano Ronaldo, the 40-year-old legend, stood on one side, his name already immortalized in football folklore, his every move scrutinized by millions. For 2 decades, he had defied the odds, breaking records and redefining greatness. On the other, Lamine Yamal, Spain's 18-year-old prodigy, a rising star whose dazzling skills and fearless spirit had captured the imagination of fans everywhere. For Yamal, this was the ultimate test, a chance to announce himself to the world. Their first ever meeting on the pitch had the world buzzing, headlines screamed of the generational showdown, and social media exploded with debates and predictions. From Europe to Asia, Africa to the Americas, everyone had an opinion. Could the old master withstand the young challenger? Would experience triumph over youthful exuberance, or was it time for a new king to rise? Fans everywhere tuned in, not just for the trophy, but to witness this symbolic duel. Living rooms, bars, and city squares became theaters of hope and anxiety, as generations gathered to watch history unfold. The tension at Munich's Allianz Arena was electric. Every seat was filled. Every eye fixed on the pitch as the world's attention converged on this one unmissable night. For Ronaldo, it was about legacy. This could be his final bow on the international stage, a chance to silence doubters and inspire a new generation. The pressure was immense, but so was his determination. For Yamal, it was about proving he belonged. The world was watching, and he was ready to show that age is just a number when talent and courage meet. Ronaldo's career was a monument to greatness. Yamal's, a promise of the future. One had conquered the world, the other was just beginning his journey. Some doubted Ronaldo's ability to keep up. Could he still deliver at the highest level, or would the years finally catch up to him? Others believed in his legendary mentality. They knew that when the stakes were highest, Ronaldo always found a way to rise above. Yamal's speed and skill were seen as Spain's secret weapon. His creativity and fearlessness brought a new dimension to the Spanish attack, making him a player to watch. The stage was set, legend versus prodigy, experience versus youth. The past meeting the future in a single, unforgettable contest. 90 minutes would decide if the torch would be passed, or if the old guard would stand tall. Every second would be a battle, every touch of the ball, a chance to make history. The world was ready for history. In this final, more than a trophy was at stake. It was the story of football itself, written in real time before our eyes. For years, Cristiano Ronaldo was the face of football, an icon whose name echoed in stadiums across the globe. But as the seasons passed, many began to wonder if his era was finally coming to an end. Whispers grew louder. Was Ronaldo's time truly over? At 40, now playing in Saudi Arabia, critics were quick to dismiss his move as a sign of decline. They claimed he was chasing paychecks, not glory, and that the days of him dominating Europe's elite leagues were behind him. The bright lights of the Middle East, they said, were a far cry from the pressure cookers of Madrid, Manchester, or Turin. Doubts swirled about his ability to compete at the highest level. Pundits questioned whether he still deserved a place in Portugal's squad, especially with a new generation of talent emerging. Was he holding the team back, or could he still inspire them to greatness? But while the world speculated, Ronaldo refused to listen. He trained harder than ever, pushing his body and mind to their limits. On the pitch, he continued to score, to lead, and to defy the expectations that came with his age. His hunger for victory never faded. In Saudi Arabia, he didn't just play, he dominated, topping the league in goals and proving that class is permanent. When he returned to the Portugal squad, he looked sharper, more focused, and more determined than ever. Against Germany, he silenced his doubters with a dramatic match-winning goal, reminding everyone why he's considered one of the greatest. Yet, as the final approached, the questions persisted. Could Ronaldo, now a veteran among rising stars, deliver one more time, especially against a young, dynamic Spanish side? The world's eyes were fixed on him, waiting to see if he could rise to the occasion. Spain's team was fast, technical, and brimming with confidence, fresh off a triumphant Euro win. Their energy and skill posed a massive challenge, and many wondered if Ronaldo could keep up with their relentless pace. For Ronaldo, this was more than just another match. It was a test of legacy, a chance to prove that greatness isn't defined by age, but by heart and determination. Was this the end of his legendary journey, or the beginning of a new chapter? The world held its breath. Millions watched, waiting to witness either the final flicker of a fading star, or the roar of a champion refusing to be counted out. The pressure was immense, the stakes higher than ever. But if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that Ronaldo never shies away from the spotlight. He welcomes the challenge, ready to write his own ending, no matter what the world expects. While Ronaldo faced doubts, Lamine Yamal was football's new sensation. At 18, he was already Spain's star, dazzling for Barcelona and rewriting records. He'd led Spain to Euro glory, become the youngest scorer in tournament history, and finished runner-up for the Ballon d'Or. Yamal's fearless style and creativity made him the engine of Spain's attack. He thrived under pressure, scoring crucial goals and inspiring his team. Despite comparisons to legends, he stayed grounded, determined to forge his own path. Facing Ronaldo, he saw not an idol to dethrone, but a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. The future was now. The Alliance Arena was alive with anticipation. 70,000 fans, a sea of red, green, and yellow, filled the stadium with deafening energy. Portugal, led by a focused Ronaldo, and Spain, energized by Yamal, emerged to a roar. The contrast was striking. The seasoned warrior and the fearless prodigy. National anthems echoed, emotions ran high. This was more than a final, it was a battle of generations. Even the players knew the stakes. Portugal versus Spain, but also Ronaldo versus Yamal. As the teams lined up, a silent understanding passed between the two stars. The world watched, breathless. The referee's whistle was all that remained. The story was about to be written. The stage was set for legends. Kickoff. The match exploded into life. Spain controlled possession, Yamal orchestrating attacks with dazzling skill. Early on, he danced past defenders, sending in dangerous crosses. Portugal stayed disciplined, looking to counter and feed Ronaldo. Ronaldo, the lone striker, used his experience to unsettle Spain's defense. The first half was a tense chess match, Spain with the ball, Portugal with the better chances. Ronaldo nearly scored with a powerful shot, denied only by a brilliant save. Yamal responded with a slaloming run and a perfect assist, but Spain squandered the chance. Both teams threatened, but neither broke through. The battle between youth and experience was fierce. As halftime arrived, the score was 0-0. The tension only grew. The second half promised even more drama. The second half intensified the duel. Every touch from Ronaldo or Yamal electrified the crowd. Yamal tormented Portugal's defense, creating chances with relentless dribbling. Ronaldo responded, dropping deeper, orchestrating play, and commanding his team. Their first direct clash, Ronaldo shielded the ball. Yamal pressed, experience versus youth in a single moment. The stadium buzzed with every move. Yamal whipped in a perfect cross, but Portugal's keeper made a stunning save. Ronaldo waited, studying the defense, ready for his moment. The match became a battle of wills, Yamal's creativity against Ronaldo's patience. Both teams pressed for a breakthrough. The tension was palpable. The next goal would decide everything. The world watched, spellbound. With just 10 minutes left on the clock, the tension inside the stadium was absolutely unbearable. Every pass, every tackle, every second felt like it could decide the fate of the match. Fans clung to their seats, eyes wide with hope and fear, hearts pounding in unison as the minutes ticked away. Critics had started to doubt Ronaldo. He hadn't scored, hadn't delivered that magical moment everyone was waiting for. Whispers grew louder. Was this the night the legend would finally fade? The pressure was immense, and the world was watching, expecting a miracle that seemed less likely with every passing minute. But then, in the 87th minute, Portugal launched a lightning-fast counterattack. The energy shifted in an instant. hope flickering back to life in the eyes of every Portuguese supporter. João Felix, with nerves of steel, spotted Ronaldo's run and threaded a perfect pass behind Spain's defense. It was a moment of pure vision and trust, a connection forged through years of playing together. The stadium held its breath as Ronaldo sprinted forward, legs pumping, eyes locked on the goal. Every fan, whether in the stands or watching from home, felt the electricity in the air. This was the moment they had all been waiting for. The keeper rushed out to close the angle, but Ronaldo, calm as ever, showed his trademark composure. With a deft touch, he chipped the ball over the onrushing goalkeeper. The net rippled, and in that split second, the Allianz Arena erupted in a wave of pure, unfiltered joy. Ronaldo sprinted to the corner flag, unleashing his iconic Siu celebration. His teammates rushed to join him, piling on in a moment of shared triumph. The crowd's roar was deafening, echoing around the world. The old king had done it again, defying the odds, silencing the doubters, and reminding everyone why he's called one of the greatest. He silenced his critics, defied the passage of time, and delivered when it mattered most. Even the commentators were left in awe, struggling to find words for what they had just witnessed. At 40 years old, in a major tournament final, Ronaldo scored the winner. It was a moment that transcended sport, a testament to resilience, passion, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. The moment instantly became football folklore, replayed in slow motion, etched into the memories of fans everywhere. It was the kind of goal that would be talked about for generations. As Ronaldo walked off the pitch, the crowd rose to their feet, applauding a living legend. He waved to the fans, soaking in the adulation, the spotlight following his every step. Across the globe, millions watched in awe. The king had roared one more time, and the world would never forget it. The final whistle confirmed Portugal's victory. Ronaldo was lifted by his teammates, celebrated as a hero. Spain's players, heartbroken, had given everything. Amid the chaos, Yamal crossed the pitch to Ronaldo. He offered a handshake and a brief embrace, respect from the future to the present. Ronaldo, gracious, offered words of encouragement. It wasn't a passing of the torch, but a recognition of worthiness. The image of the two together, past and future, defined the night. Yamal had lost, but gained a lesson from a legend. His time would come. Tonight belonged to Ronaldo. Football's story continued. Ronaldo's victory was more than a trophy. It was a statement. At 40, he redefined what's possible, silencing doubters and inspiring millions. Portugal celebrated, united by their captain's greatness. For Spain and Yamal, it was a loss, but also a lesson and a promise. Yamal's reputation soared. His journey was just beginning. The final will be remembered for two athletes, one legendary, one destined for greatness. The old lion roared, the young prince learned. The story of football continued, legends inspiring the next generation. The final whistle was not an end, but a new beginning. The beautiful game lives on.